Heyo,
Heyo.
and welcome to episode 23 of Insert Coin Theater.
The Insert Coin
episode 23. It's the 23rd episode. I can't say 23 anymore. I'm Tim.
I'm 23.
No.
Oh, I'm George.
No,
sorry.
you're not 23. The show is... Never mind. And so we have a special guest this episode.
Yay.
We are joined by not only a chiptune artist, but a musician, a pianist...
Slash wizard. Jesse W.D. James.
Hey, what's up?
So thank you so much for joining us this episode.
Absolutely.
He's going to be joining us for our discussions.
Yay.
And everybody feel pity for him having to deal with us.
We're sorry you can't have to do this, man.
I apologize in advance. Not for me,
it's
but
going to
for
spiral
George.
down.
It always does. It always does.
I look forward to it.
So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and get started with the show.
Whee!
Yeah, let's do it.
Insert Coin Theater.
Okay, so
We're back.
we're back. So that
Too bad
for
you
those,
didn't get to see my dance.
So
Jesse.
yeah,
it was beautiful.
it was amazing. He was doing like
I
a
consider it
truffle
a great
shuffle
loss.
like thing. You'll get to see it when we cut the video.
That's
in,
good.
And
That's
you'll,
good.
You'll get to see it. I
You gotta
promise.
just make sure it's just me and I just get real big. And
I think I'm gonna put you as the outro for the show.
There
Just
you
you
go.
dancing,
that needs to be the new thing now. Me truffle shuffle us out of everything.
just on loop. You dancing. So we're not the focus, man.
Sorry.
The focus is Jesse.
We love you, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. All right. So please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a freelance musician. I play in a band called The Friday Night. I finished up a lot of years of classical piano performance and the like, and decided that wasn't gonna be my thing. And I loved
Not
video
quite into
games. Yeah, exactly. Like, I wanted to start making stuff, and it seemed like the video game community was really open to people who are interested in that. So I've started writing music for a couple of film companies. I'm writing music for a game now. I write with my band. I'm trying to post YouTube
Busy,
covers
man,
as soon as
busy.
I can do stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah. So you used to play piano. You said classic piano.
yeah, classic.
Right?
Yeah, like I did academic stuff like Bach and Beethoven, Liszt, and all those
good
crazy.
stuff.
Were you in
Yeah.
like part of an orchestra or something, or?
I got to play with one time.
cool.
How
there
was that?
It was incredible. I got to stand up in front of a full auditorium and play Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto, and
That's
it was
scary.
Oh, dude, it was so terrifying because there were so many points at which I'm like, I am just watching myself do this. Am I actually in control of what's happening? So it was weird. It was like I was watching myself play and going, okay, don't mess up, don't mess up.
It's like you were hovering over your body watching yourself play. Sorry, that's a running joke that we have on the show, so it was even better. It was too perfect.
Awesome.
But that's amazing. That's
That
really
is-
cool.
Yeah. So
And
like
so you have you're in a band too. The Friday Night, you said.
the Fire Tonight. Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of music? Like what genre?
What initially I came in as their bass player, so they were playing like rock and roll, alternative, that kind of stuff. And then we all started writing songs together, and we put out this record that, no kidding, genre hops every single song.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
we start off with like a prog rock song, and then I forget the order, but we jump into like a Motown song, and then a free jazz thing.
That sounds
and
like
then there's a
that sounds
dubstep
my
song.
ideal album right there. I need
So
to
yeah,
look you guys up.
if you like genre hopping, go check it
I
out.
do. That's on my thing.
And it's called
Damn.
How Could Anyone Do This, which is actually
Perfect
from
name.
oh gosh, it's a Japanese game where you save the world from giant ants. What is the name
Are
of
you
that
talking
game?
about
I can't
Earth
remember.
Defense Force?
Earth Defense Force. Yes.
Oh my
Best-
god.
There's a point at which like one of the main characters comes up and goes, "How could anyone do this?" And we were like,
Yeah, I
"There's
remember
the album name. There it is."
I like it even more.
Those games
Oh.
were awesome.
That's
Oh my
great.
gosh, they're incredible.
So you are a very busy person, obviously. Like you're very
I try to be.
You're very
I try to
well
be.
versed
What
too.
aren't you doing? See? You're
Going
doing
outside.
He doesn't go outside. There you
Yeah,
go. We
I
don't
do
either,
most-
so it's okay.
Yeah, most of the things I do are indoors, so occasionally I'll step outside and I'm like, this is what it feels like.
It
Well, back to
burns.
the studio.
So I
Back to the
lurked.
sweet
I lurked
darkness.
you a little bit. Is that a word? Lurked.
Oh
so
my.
on your
I'm leaving.
blog, you said that you went to the SCAD Atlanta's Global Game Jam
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that is for those uninitiated?
It's a basically like an informal gathering of anybody who wants to get together to make a game, like a video game, board game. I don't think they have any constraints.
What?
And so you get
That's
to
cool.
you get to pair together with, a team or two, or like if you're a musician, you can probably pair with a bunch of people.
That's
But
freaking
then
awesome.
they all
Yeah,
try
that's
to make a
cool.
game within a 48-hour time period.
That's awesome.
And it's part of a larger thing. I think you can look up on Global Game Jam's website.
Yes,
they
I've heard of it.
have a bunch of locations, but that was just the closest one to me. So I decided to go down there, and there were a couple of logistical problems that ended up like sort of canceling the event, and then they rescheduled it. So I got to work with the team and wrote the score for Big Boots. I think that's what it's called. So you can probably find it on their website.
Big boots.
But it was a lot of fun getting to work with people who know more about game design than I ever could, but then be like, hey, I can write music based off of whatever you're doing in the game. So
There you go.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
really
that's awesome.
It was fun.
Fantastic.
It was a really fun experience.
So one more thing that I had to ask about
Yeah.
is the codex.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So the Codex is it's this big multi-genre EP collection that I'm writing, kind of like if you guys listen to Thrice, they did the Alchemy Index where they wrote a bunch of material in different ensembles. So I love a bunch of different genres of music. So I was like, instead of trying to write one super genre, why don't I just write a metal EP, a chiptune EP, an electronic EP, a solo piano EP? So
Very nice.
I'm just gonna kind of write until it's done. And right now there are like 4 or 5 volumes planned. So
Wow.
who knows how
Very
many
nice.
more there will be. But yeah,
I love the name too, the Codex.
Thanks.
So
That is
epic.
a cool name.
I
That
think
is
I
really
pulled
cool.
that from like one level in Oblivion, or isn't there a part where you have to go looking for something
Yes,
called the Codex?
You're correct. I can't remember it
Yeah.
for the life of me, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And
Yeah,
that's
it's weird.
infuriating.
Yeah, you
I
find
know
it, and it's like this weird floating ball thing, and it talks
Yep.
to you, and I just remember that like sticking out for some reason. But
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
that's
so
kind of
cool.
where it came from.
Awesome. So, do you have anything like big coming up besides like the Codex?
I'm putting out as part of the whole Codex thing. I'm putting out a bunch of YouTube piano covers of tunes that I really dig.
Nice.
And the last one that I put out got like 50,000 views. So I'm
Nice.
hoping that more is coming. It's kind of targeted.
Hey,
at,
that's
like,
50,000
the,
more than we have on all our videos.
It's like it's kind of like targeted at prog musicians, so like Animals as Leaders and The Bad Plus, and kind of pseudo jazzy metal people.
Nice.
But a lot of people seem to dig it, so a
Well,
lot
the
of
piano
those
is such a
are
beautiful
coming.
instrument too. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
to hear.
Yeah, it's really fun to work with too, because it's like putting together a puzzle. Because I'm trying to figure out stuff that wasn't written for piano,
Right.
and then like put it on the piano. So
That is
like,
awesome.
It's like playing really complicated Tetris. Not that
It's like
Tetris
a
isn't
Rubik's
complicated.
Cube.
I'm
Rubik's
still
Cube
stuck
and
at level
Tetris.
8.
Tetris is something else, that's
oh
for
my
sure.
god, yeah.
So I suck
I'm
at everything.
terrible
so-
at Tetris, man.
Yeah, so we would be horrible at music, right? Is that how
why
that
we are,
works?
yeah.
That's
You're
the
not
trade-off,
good at Tetris.
apparently. Yeah,
You
you
suck at
either
everything.
good at music or good at Tetris.
There you go.
You can't be both.
You can't be both. That's right.
Tetris is just so hard.
And then, do you have anything big coming up with your band?
Yeah, we're putting out a vinyl probably by summer. I want to
That's
say
awesome.
we ran into a couple of issues with printing, but it's back on schedule. It's like our first piano trio album, because that's
Nice.
how we play live. Is I've got my friend Colin who plays bass and is our vocalist, Steve-O who plays drums, and then I play piano.
Steve.
Oh yeah. We
That's
actually
awesome.
his nickname sometimes is Steve-O-Saurus, but But so we're putting that album out probably in the summer, and it's basically our live show, but all the new stuff that we've written. So yeah,
Nice.
that'll be coming out soon.
Awesome. And where do you guys normally play? Whereabouts?
Well, we're all over the East Coast. Steve-O's in DC, Colin's in Atlanta, and I'm in the middle. So we kind of hop across all the states.
Nice.
So maybe we'll
nice.
end up near you.
Yeah, well, if
There
you,
we go.
if you
Let
ever
us
if
know,
you ever make
man.
your way down to Florida, go ahead
Cool.
and let us know. We're
Cool.
near Tampa.
Florida sucks though, but
Yeah.
if you do decide
If we
to
can
ever
make
come,
it past the animals,
Hey,
we'll make it
No,
there.
no lie. Florida actually has some of the biggest nerd culture in
Oh,
like
awesome.
Orlando and Tampa. Like
Yeah,
they have
I've-
like the Orlando Nerd Fest is
Oh,
coming
cool.
up in August, and they have like all the big chiptune artists. It's actually sponsored by Chiptunes Equal Win, the blog.
Oh
if
yeah,
you've heard of them.
yeah. They actually put out a review of that album that I put out.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
They're,
That's
they're
awesome.
they're a phenomenal community. I love
They
those
are.
guys.
They are,
They're
and
great.
they actually help put on the Orlando Nerd Fest.
Cool.
There's a couple other big podcasts involved, so it's really cool, and we're actually going to try to go if we can.
hopefully,
It's about 2 hours north of us, so
Okay.
it's not like 2.5 hours north. It's not like it's a huge trek, but
Yeah.
the trick is funding, So-
Finances.
yes,
Right,
finances. Always, as with anything. So,
Dollar bills.
but yeah, there's a lot of really big like nerd culture and stuff. So if you
Cool.
if you translate a lot of those songs into piano, you could even just come and do that on your own. That would be
I
huge.
would
I
love
think.
to see that. Dude.
That
That would be
would-
awesome. I'll have
It would,
to,
it would
I'll
be
have to
amazing
think
if you
about
wore
that.
like coattails and the,
Oh yeah.
the suit.
Oh yeah, man.
And just did it like the straight
Full on.
backed and look like with like a monocle and a
You got
top
to use
hat.
white
Right,
gloves
yeah.
too.
And you're just
Yeah.
playing like all these like ridiculously awesome game tunes. It would be amazing.
That would be fun.
It would be
Why
awesome.
isn't that happening right
That
now?
needs to happen.
You know, I actually after this, I'm gonna go start on that.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Because this needs
Gotta
to
go
happen.
find a
I will.
monocle first.
Can I take credit for the idea?
Yes, totally.
Yes, I can take credit for something in my life. I'm not responsible. It's just credit. I'll
Hey,
take it.
whatever it
I'll
takes.
take what I can get. Well, that's awesome, man. It's really cool to hear everything you're involved with because it just blows my mind when
Yeah,
super
super
talented
talented,
people
man.
like you know, are doing what you do. And then you come on to crappy little shows like ours. I mean, really appreciate
You give
your
us the
time.
passion to keep going.
You
man.
do.
People
Thanks,
like
man.
you.
So
Thanks.
we hope that we have I think according to Feedburner we have 13 people that download the podcast regularly, and then we get about 30 viewers on our YouTube show.
There you go.
Awesome. Hopefully we're
30
gonna up
more
that.
people for
So
you.
hopefully they will all go visit your
Hooray!
site and listen to your music, and then buy everything you've ever made.
and
Awesome.
research the codex.
There you go. That you could make like a meta game like an alternate reality type game site about that. That would be cool. Sorry.
That would be
The
fun.
codex.
I'm just like I'm ideas man today. What?
I know,
It's
right?
about time.
Dig it.
God, it's like I'm planning out your entire like.
Jesus.
Hey man, they're
for
good
you,
ideas
man.
so far.
I'm
Let's
going
do
to be
it.
Jesse now. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I'm taking your identity now. Allow me to be as good as you
Please
at
give me your
anything.
talent.
So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and
Get into
some,
a topic.
Yeah, get some game discussion because that's
Hooray.
kind of what we do in the show. So
Kind of isn't
So-
the key word right there.
we're gonna have a little bit of a tiny little baby topic, and then we're gonna go into a song from Jesse. So
Baby Town
our
Frolics.
our little Baby Town Frolics topic is the death of Maxis.
Rest in peace.
So Maxis is the studio that put out games like SimAnt, Sim Tower, SimCity, SimCity 2000, 3000, SimCity 4, The Sims 2 and 3.
I didn't realize there was that many Sims games.
There
Yeah.
were dozens of them, and I'm addicted. I love Will Wright. Like, he is my hero. The guy was a genius, still is a genius, but he started
dead.
Maxis. No, he's not.
Oh.
Don't be mean. He is not dead.
I just had to crush his
I would
hopes right
I would
there real
cry if he was dead because Will Wright is really a super smart guy. Like, he came up with the concept for like Sim Farm and Sim Earth and just all these crazy ideas. And I mean, he founded Maxis, and then EA bought him, and then EA.
fast. Is it bad that
Promptly.
every time you say his name, all I can hear is Will Wheaton? I just can't help it. Every time you say, I'm like, Will Wheaton? Is that what you
No,
said, Will Wheaton?
Will Wright with a W, so it's WW.
See?
So
Will
they're
Wheaton.
similar. They're
His
the
name
same
is
guy.
real
It's the
Will
same
Wheaton
guy.
now.
Will Wheaton founded Maxis.
There you go.
You heard it here
Discovered
first.
it out.
Boom. You're
Everybody
welcome,
edit
Internet.
the Wikipedia entry now, please. Oh, God, I
Anyway.
don't want to be responsible for this. Something I don't want to be responsible for, I'm going to be responsible
Yep.
for. Thanks,
It's all your
George.
fault. Max is destroyed because of you.
Well, I feel like it is.
You didn't play
So-
enough of their games.
So pretty much, they came out with a lot of really influential titles on the simulation genre. I mean, they helped really form it into what it is. So, I guess the discussion point here is, what do you think the future is going to be for Sims titles now that EA has gutted Maxis and it's no longer even in existence? So you have all these like amazing IPs that EA owns. I mean, they've done this before. I think they bought Bullfrog, who did like Theme Park and Theme Hospital.
And they ran those on the ground.
Well, they don't exist anymore. Dungeon Keeper. Like,
that was an awesome game.
Yeah, and they own that, and they turned it into a mobile game where they nickel and dime you for everything.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's one of those. So, unfortunately, that's kind of my concern.
Their trend.
Yeah, so, like, where do you think they will be now? Like, what do you think is going to happen with those IPs? I mean, it's all pure speculation. It's less discussion.
You want to jump
more
on this one, Jesse, or I can go?
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
I personally think that it almost could be a good thing, just to clean the slate. Give it something brand new, get new minds onto it. I don't think they should just crush, just destroy that IP, and never do anything else with it. But I think a new, fresh look at it could really revitalize that series. Because I heard, towards the end of the game started slipping. They weren't as good as they used to be.
Well, SimCity got a lot of flack. The most recent SimCity game got a lot of flack because of a lot of missteps they took.
So I think maybe it could be a good. It's never a good thing for people to lose their jobs, or how whatever happened to those people who used to work for Maxis, but maybe they need a new refresh. Maybe that series needs new look, a new group to, revive it, bring new life into it.
Yeah, and one thing that's kind of encouraging about that is I don't know if you guys have followed the resurgence of the Homeworld series, but that's a good example of an IP that got picked up, after the company was gutted, and all of the people that were originally part of the team eventually got hired by Gearbox to help produce the remastered version. So it worked well for Homeworld. So I would imagine that, doing this for a beloved franchise that's probably a lot more popular could actually be really, really good. And I think it'll probably fill a lot of the gaps that players are kind of feeling in terms of, what's coming out for titles. Because it seems like now every time I hop on Steam or any PC platform, it's like, oh, another roguelike is on, which was cool for a while, but now it's like, there's really nothing else that we can play.
Right.
So I would love for those to come back in a new way, in a really good kind of like you were saying, George, a revitalized sort of attempt. So
fresh, yeah.
Well, that actually gives me a little hope. Because now that I think about it, and now that I hear you guys saying it, a game just got released called Cities Skyline, which is kind of like a spiritual successor to SimCity, where the new SimCity kind of fell short. And it got amazing reviews, just like these glowing reviews. I mean, not just from game journalist sites, but from actual gamers too. They love it. And so I haven't had a chance to play it. It's on my list to buy. I want it so bad because I've been waiting
on the
for
long
that
list.
Well, I've been waiting for a killer because I love sim games. They're my favorite genre by far. And they finally released this game. I mean, the Cities games have had problems in the past, but apparently this one is nigh perfect. Like it's really, really good. So maybe rather than their IPs living on, maybe they're getting reborn in another way by another company. Rather than them buying up, they just use the ideas, right? So maybe, just maybe, we'll get to see another, not necessarily a SimCity game, because like I said, Cities Skyline may fill that gap really well.
I don't think you'd have to worry about really those games, those style of games going away, because I know there's a large audience for them.
Yeah.
But, like I said, maybe I don't think it's always a bad thing for something to start over.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm not saying EA is like the best company, because they've definitely not been.
But I hate change. I hate it when things change. Don't change.
But maybe it'll turn out the new sim game from the new team will be can't play anything else because they're amazing.
They'll give us so many more ways to burn down a city. It'll be
great
with
tornadoes, and
monsters, and cyborgs, and I appreciate that, guys. That makes me feel a lot better. This whole topic was more me getting my sadness out. I will say rest in peace, Maxis, because they had a big run. They were over 30 years, and they had some great titles, some excellent innovations, and they really have pushed the simulation genre as a whole, just that whole simulation game ideal as a whole, to kind of what it is today. I mean, they're not solely responsible, but they made a lot of those pushes. So, off my soapbox.
There you go, man. I'm glad we could ease the weight on your shoulders.
I'm going to give all the credit to Jesse because I like him.
That's fine. I'll give my credit to him, too.
I don't like you, George, so. No,
George's ideas are dumb.
Idiot. So, let's listen to some amazing chiptunes from...
An amazing artist.
Yeah, there's this guy. I don't know if you guys know, but his name is... Jesse
James.
Yes, and kind of
he's kind of a big deal.
He's kind of a big deal. No, but we're gonna listen to a song called Anarres from.
It's not
Jesse.
pronounced like that. It's Anarres.
That's not even close to right.
I'm so sorry, Ursula Le Guin's Twitter page.
So can you tell us a little bit about the song?
What inspired you?
Yeah.
I was reading through a book called The Dispossessed, and it's about it's this planet where everything, there's no government. They basically live as an anarchist society, but it's peaceful, and everybody really genuinely wants to help other people. And so it's about this one scientist who goes to the really scary, like corporate world and experiences all of these things for the first time. And it was just a really like visceral book with not a lot of action, but a lot of like mental stimulation.
Made you think.
What was the title of the book?
It's called The Dispossessed.
The Dispossessed.
Really good book. Cool. Would highly recommend it.
Excellent.
Basically just kind of his journey got me thinking about like what that would feel like, and out of that came the song. So yeah.
That's actually really cool. I
wish I could read.
Don't get me wrong. It took me forever to read that book.
I need an audiobook.
You come onto the show expecting to hear some games discussion, and you get some literature laid on you.
Ba-bam.
Jesse, you've already brought us up more notches than we could have done in years. But in all honesty, though, that sounds really cool. That actually sounds like it'd make it for a really cool plot for a game.
Oh,
it's almost could be No Man's Sky. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Dude, seriously, the artwork for that game lines up with that world so well. I was like seeing it while I was reading it. It was great.
Shut up, George.
Bam, Tim. What did I tell you? No Man's Sky is the best thing in the world. It's everything. My life is No Man's Sky.
So we're gonna be listening to Anarres and
Anarres.
And is this song associated with an album?
There's the chiptune album out called Pixel Tsunami. You can get it on my Bandcamp page, which I'm sure you guys will have links and the like.
Yes, definitely.
But it's the first opening track.
All right, cool. Well, let's have a listen. and here we are with Jesse W.D. James, and that was Anarres. Oh, God, George, stop it! From the album The Pixel Tsunami, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, cool. And you can
That would
find
be
it.
so painful.
You can find it on his Bandcamp.
It really would.
If you want links to all of his stuff, I believe he has them on his site, which is jessewdjames.com. And so we'll have the links on the show notes for this episode, of course.
Great song, by the way, too. And really good.
Yeah,
I love how it like flows to. I feel like you get to hear so many different things from it. It's not just one strict.
Well, it's cool because when you were talking about it, it really does feel like a journey.
Yeah,
like it
exactly.
starts
You're,
out
like,
nice and
traveling
slow,
through.
and I had like a lot of flashbacks to Starbound.
Oh,
You played
yeah.
that?
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
absolutely.
And then you get into it, and I just was like imagining like being chased by like some monster through some crazy
in No Man's Sky.
forest planet. Sure, in No Man's Sky.
Oh my God, what does that planet say?
Tim sucks. Wait,
So,
what?
Pixel Tsunami.
Buy the album now. So that I got a lot of really, really fun, like just really interesting vibes out of it. I mean, it just starts out nice and relaxed, and you're just kind of like, wow, this is really cool. And then it's like, holy crap, I'm fighting a
Kicks
boss.
the door.
It's great.
It's all going down.
Fantastic. So yeah,
Great
so
work, man. Great
that's
work.
just very good song.
You could tell that it came straight from the beard.
Well, thanks.
And by the way, he has an amazing beard.
Yeah, if you guys didn't
Check out
know,
his website,
Sweet beard.
jessewdjames.com. Go to the
Slash
about page. Pretty much. Like,
Yeah, there's going to be another page addendum that's like jessewdjames.com/thebeard.
Perfect.
Can we start the
beard
Jesse
does all my
Beard
playing
fan
for me.
club? That would be amazing.
The fandom of your beard.
Did you guys see this
Glorious.
picture of Jesse's beard at this bar when he was
So
playing
luscious.
with his band? Yeah, it's awesome. Look, I got a picture with his beard.
It'll probably get more hits than our show.
Probably be awesome though. Be awesome.
Jesus.
So let's get back to talking about games. I'm gonna keep squeaking my
Hooray.
chair to
Oh
annoy
my
George.
God, I'm just gonna kill this guy.
So I found this topic on Reddit from a user called Awesomeed, and he asked, "Do you think co-op would work for an Elder Scrolls game?"
You want to? Let's let Jesse do this.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going
Oh,
first.
man.
It's
Oh,
all-
man.
No time to train.
Every single ounce of me wants to scream yes, that would be the most amazing thing ever. But I realize like the amount of coding and like development that would have to happen for that makes it, like tentative. But like maybe like small scale co-op, like 2 players, maybe just at the max. That would be incredible. I would love that. But they went from we make single player games to let's make an MMORPG, and they didn't kind of try anything in between.
There was no middleman.
We don't talk about the MMO because that doesn't exist.
It's not a real thing.
It's heresy.
Yeah, agreed.
You are the only one that can save Tamriel. But get in line.
And-
for
You
millions
and
of other
5,000 people.
Well,
You are the only ones.
I agree with you, and for me, I see like you could probably do a co-op of Skyrim, and just the quest completion would be together. Like when you complete a quest, it completes it for both of you type thing, like almost like a minion type thing where they come in as like a sidekick.
Right.
You guys can like live the lore together, and I personally think that would be doable with the engine they have in place.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a second person. I mean, naturally there'd be a lot of things like you'd have to deal with a lot of netcode sync and all that stuff, but I personally that's something I've wanted since Morrowind was out.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot, man. It would be such a great experience, to have something that it's always awesome. That's what I love about co-op games, is being able to experience that story with a buddy. Don't get me wrong, I like co-op games that's not, you're just kind of like, I don't know what the
Like
hell,
a
hell
bullet
divers,
hell or
yeah. I don't know what
thing.
the story's like for that, but I just mean like getting to play, something that you don't really need to immerse yourself too deeply into. But yet, Elder Scrolls co-op would just be stellar, man.
You know
Oh
how
my
many
gosh.
hundreds of hours we could stack into that?
yeah.
Because I feel like I'd be way more motivated to
do
complete
more.
every quest
Yeah.
if I had a friend to do them with. I
Oh yeah,
truly
especially like in Oblivion, where you could both be like, oh my gosh, we're gonna save Patrick Stewart from certain
that's
death.
right.
Exactly.
God,
That's
do you
right.
know how many chances we're gonna get to do this? We only
We're
have one
coming,
shot.
Patrick
Don't screw it
Stewart.
up.
Jean-Luc Picard, we're coming.
You shall not perish.
Make it so. Sorry, but yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think it would be it may have a lot of things that they would have to refine because they would have to up the difficulty on a lot of things, because naturally if it was two of you doing a lot of the quests, the balance would be completely skewed and it would be completely pointless. You'd just steamroll everything. But if, like they do in, say, Diablo, whenever someone joins your game, it adds more enemies, or
the difficulty.
the difficulty goes up, or their HP goes up, or their strength goes up to take more hits. That would be much more interesting to me than, so to kind of like combine that Diablo-esque difficulty curve to an Elder Scrolls game. I think that it would be brilliant. I mean, I can't think of any negatives to come from that, because you could still do it single player.
Yeah, and those games too, like Oblivion, and those games are always so daunting to me because there's just so much to do. But I feel like if, like you said, if I would be much more willing to spend a lot more time in it if I had a co-op partner, because then we're both getting to do it rather than me just in this world by myself. Oh my God, I could just do everything.
Right. And it would also really be awesome to have another person there to help you like stay motivated. Because that's one thing. That's one thing that like really gets in my head, is like after a while I'm like, oh my God, I have to go underground again. Whereas if you've got a buddy, your friend could be like, oh my gosh, there's a dude with a cart over there. We should talk to him. And then suddenly you're in the middle of the Dark Brotherhood campaign.
There you go.
That would be incredible.
That's what I mean. I think
cool.
that would be so awesome because, like you said, after a while you're just like, oh God, I got to go back to here, or I got to run all the way over there to do this, and it's just like that's how I get so discouraged with those games because it's just so huge.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I can't even make a dent in it.
Yeah, I would love that. That would blow my mind.
Definitely, yeah.
Bethesda, make it happen.
I was about to say, everything go.
See, I don't think it would work very well for like Fallout, because Fallout's supposed to be about the lone wanderer. But when you get to a game like Morrowind, you even get companions in it. I mean, you do in Fallout, but there's a lot more emphasis I feel placed on them in Oblivion and Skyrim especially, where you could have a friend fill in that role. That would be awesome.
Although it would be weird if you get to that point in the story where you marry Lydia and it's your friend. You're like, so I didn't think we would get to this point, but
it's really been
so in the game. Like
George, just put on this blindfold and don't speak.
Turn out the lights and don't say a word, please.
If anyone asks, this didn't happen.
We were not playing this game together, I promise.
Exactly. Yeah. We didn't get to that point. You weren't Lydia. Your name's George. You're totally a dude. I'm not interested.
Get away from me.
You're just a character model, George. You're just a character model.
You're not a real boy.
Exactly. Sorry, that's for Insert Coin Theater After Dark. That's our
X-rated episode.
Yeah, that's our make believe show where we talk about the things that we don't like to talk about on this more PG-13 friendly podcast.
We don't like to talk about, but we think other people would not want to hear because it's so bad.
Yeah, well, and iTunes would give us explicit content, and we are not a rap album.
I want to be a rap album.
Womp womp. Don't we all?
Yeah. So I don't want to get tagged with the explicit content thingy. So we gotta we gotta play by the rules.
Oh gosh.
I know. Okay, well let's
play by the Skyrim rules and
the Skyrim. So let's go on to our final topic.
Oh, it's the final countdown. That was haunting.
That was
you have
brilliant.
no talent. Leave that to Jeff, please, because I'm gonna throw
Bust
up.
out the piano, man. Start it up.
Piano solo.
Let's do this. Boom. So yeah, we're gonna edit that in where he's just playing Final Countdown. No, I'm just kidding.
But seriously, can you do that? No.
Boom.
So the final question is, where did the bots go? Where is the rum gone? Where'd the bots go? So games used to have bots fairly frequently. I mean, if you look at games like Perfect Dark, was the big one. Unreal. Games like that, they used to have bots, right? And bots were awesome because you had someone to fight when you
were by yourself,
you were
alone
all
in the
alone,
darkness,
and you
crying.
didn't have any friends. Like, I don't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. But
seriously,
yeah, okay. So that's the question. Like, why don't they feature bots anymore? George, you get to start because you made poor Jesse take the last one first.
But
so.
I took the first one first.
No,
So you're the only
Jesse
one who
did.
hasn't taken one.
And I took it first. I talked about
Oh.
Maxis.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's a good point.
Don't
Jesse, whose
pin
side
this
are you
me.
on, man?
I don't
Well,
even
Jesse
know
did the
anymore,
intro,
man.
so technically he didn't even need to do that one first. So,
I
just
think
saying.
they just want us to be more social.
If you guys need to play rock paper scissors right now, go.
Go. Ready? Gotcha. You take it. I
Damn
got
it to
scissors to
hell.
his paper.
Whose idea was that? This is horrible.
Nothing
Thank you, Jesse.
suspicious
You make the
going
show
on over
so much
here.
better. I won. I never beat George at anything except Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah.
You suck at that.
That's because
man.
you stole everything.
By
you
the
little
way,
a-hole.
we have an episode on YouTube of Retro Rewind. It's one of our shows that we do where we did a co-op, and I whooped George so bad in Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Does you know how like you play those games where you have to collect things and you always have that
Mhm.
one a-hole who never shares and just takes it all and you're like, I hate that kid.
That's me.
That's
I
Tim.
take credit.
That's Tim. That's what it was like.
Awesome.
It was
Like, you know
great.
when the Red Warrior's about to die and there's one steak
Mhm.
left and Tim's at full health
Mhm.
and he takes it because he's an a-hole?
Yup.
That's what it was like.
Yep.
I would contest it, but I did that in Trine when we played that together.
Oh gosh.
I'm the worst.
terrible
I'm sorry,
person.
George.
Why are we friends?
I don't know. I ask that every day.
Anyway, before we get too deep into hating each other, I don't know what happened to the bots. I think maybe they just feel like people don't really play or need bots anymore because we're social and play online. So they're like, there's no point. They're gonna just play it online. Nobody has no friends now. They're gonna get to play with real people. You don't have to talk.
That's the thing, though, is like so many moments that I remember as being really cool were, completely done by AI opponents. Like that one time that I went to, what was it? I think it was hard difficulty in Age of Empires. I was like, little 10-year-old kid. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I can do this. Oh my god, I can't do this.
This is whose idea? This is horrible.
Who did this? What
And-
is going on?
I don't think they're completely gone, but they've all but disappeared. I mean, I don't remember a game that I've seen that has an emphasis like on play a bot match on the menu anymore.
Yeah.
Is there even bot matches?
I mean,
Like, what's the
Civilization
last
you can
game
play
that had
against
that?
AI. So like games like Civ and things
Well,
like that.
what's the last shooter we've had that's had bots?
Have you guys played Nexus? Because that came out a while ago. It flopped as a game because it had so many bugs, but they had AI, which I remember, and I think that
Really?
was like
I haven't heard of that one.
2012, 13 maybe, and it was like a Unreal Tournament style arena shooter type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to segue for a second and say I feel like arena shooters are getting ready to come back.
Oh yeah,
You think so?
I
sure.
do. I do. Like, it's overdue because the last really good arena shooter we had, I gotta say, was Unreal Tournament 2004, I think.
Yep.
Well, isn't there an actual Unreal Tournament in the works right now? I'm pretty
There's
sure
a new
is.
one coming out, but Unreal
there
Tournament
is?
3, yeah.
Okay.
I think they announced it. I don't remember.
And I
the
think it's like
details.
it's in the works, but they're letting like fans and stuff help with ideas.
That's
I'm pretty
good.
sure.
Yeah,
But
that's
'cause-
really good because they have a great mod community.
Yeah, UT3 was kind of a bust, unfortunately.
Bad.
I've never seen an Unreal Tournament game like community just disappear like it did. That made me really sad.
Unreal was a pretty fun game. I loved how fast paced it was.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
don't get
That's
me wrong.
arcade
I am
shooters,
not
man.
good at it
Yeah,
in
no.
any way, shape, or
No
form.
way.
But it was fun
You're
to play
horrible
with
at Twitch
bots. Even.
shooters. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry I segued there. I get a little carried away when I hear about arena shooters because they're like my favorites. I love Twitch shooters and arena shooters.
yeah.
Steam, or I mean,
Counter
Sim
Strike
games.
I love Counter Strike, and that's not exactly an arena shooter. It's more of a tactical squad type thing, but it does get a little twitchy sometimes. Anyways, so we were talking about bots. So yeah, I feel like they've just really reduced the amount of bots floating around.
Did we ever figure out what the last game was? The most recent game that's
Oh,
had
gosh.
bots?
Probably the
Nexus, or you said? Jesse?
for a shooter, yeah.
Well, yeah, like for a shooter, that one was pretty recent. But I'm trying to think of. Oh man, it should not be this hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I felt with co-op games.
Yeah.
in the past little while, I was like, where'd they all go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's just-
it's an interesting byproduct of the current kind of climate of gaming, where the emphasis is on all the social aspects, social media, playing with friends, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff, where there's a lot less focus put on the old stuff.
Well, think about it like this too. Now that
like
I just
the
thought
old
about it,
proven stuff.
if they don't put bots in it, that almost, if you want to play with it, forces you to buy an online service.
Yeah.
You know, so they could purely be doing it for money's sake. They want more money, and you know, to get someone to subscribe to PSN or Xbox Live.
Yeah, but
you know that
PC.
Yeah.
Okay, there's still gonna be those people that play consoles. You elitist, okay?
Consoles are
Jesus.
dead. I'm just kidding.
But you know, that could be a lot of
That
revenue
is
source.
true.
If you cut something, can't say it's simple, you know, because there's a lot of
well,
programs to make the AI. But
it's less work for them and more money for them.
Exactly, they cut it out, and now they're gonna get however much a month for you to be forced to play with randos that tell you mean things about your mom.
Yeah, but I mean, like at the same time, it seems like they're almost defining how it is that we all play games together, you know, from being able, like removing that aspect from it. Like if you don't have AI bots, you can't fill out a 3-person group with a fourth, you know, in whatever that you're playing.
And the same thing holds true with split screen. I mean, a lot of games have completely cut out split screen. A lot of shooters have, so you
know what,
lose that ability.
I have to have a qualm real quick with split screens. You know what I can't stand when they do that?
What?
When they don't give you the full screen of your half, and there's just a black bar at the bottom for no reason.
Halo 3, thank you very much.
Just the worst
we
idea
all hate
in the
you.
history of everything. I hate it.
You feel better, George?
Yes.
You got that out.
That was a good one.
Other people
that was a
hate
good
it
rant.
too.
But yeah, with bots, I feel like split screen went the way of the dinosaur too, to encourage people to go buy a console, buy an extra copy of the game, and play it with their friends.
And pay for your little online subscription.
Yep.
Actually, oh my gosh, I just thought of one that has bots. Have you guys looked at Crawl on Steam?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's in early access right now, and it's kind of among the like local co-op movement. But it actually has pretty solid AI bots.
What style of game is it?
It's like a dungeon crawl, but it's asymmetrical. So there's one guy that plays the hero, and then the three other people play the monsters and actually try to take over and kill the hero to then become the hero and try to get out of the dungeon.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
They have it's a lot of fun. But they have
actually,
they have
I
an
may have
AI
heard of that one.
works. Yeah, you should
Actually,
check it out.
now that I
AI,
think
you said
about
it's
it.
good?
Yeah, like it's got, I think it's just got 3 levels, but we could consistently beat the easy one. And this is, you know, after like 3 hours of playing. Medium. We were like, oh man, he could potentially win. And then hard, we just couldn't even touch. So they did
You
it.
feel like
That's
the
really
difficulty
cool.
ramp was too much?
No, I think it just like we were learning things about the game as we were playing. So we hadn't quite like figured out all the little things.
So as your skills improve.
Right.
I got to give credit to the indie game community because they've been putting that focus back on local co-op. And a good strong AI,
Which is
things like
awesome
that.
because that means they're listening.
So
you know,
I'm not
to what
knocking
people-
that, but
Oh, yeah,
I mean
absolutely.
more like in a AAA sense. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah,
they've
no,
really cut
yeah.
a lot of things for the sake of trying to. I don't want to get all conspiracy theorist, but to kind of force you to buy another copy of the game and play with your friends. I mean, they've been
does
doing
make
that.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been doing that since what? Halo. Probably just after Halo Reach.
Yeah.
I would say
probably.
like that's when the really big push came for like I don't think they've had a split screen on a Call of Duty game in a while.
Yeah, I don't.
It's been at
I
least
can't even-
since Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 had a split screen.
Did it?
Okay.
3 may have, I don't know though. And
I've
then,
kind of just dropped off the whole Call
and then
of Duty bandwagon.
Battlefield never allowed you to, but because of the scale, I think it didn't really enable for that sort of thing.
Right.
Mm.
So, yeah, I feel like there's just been this like gradual cutting of features like that, and eventually everything's gonna live in the cloud, and we're just gonna stream our games,
And we're all going to be robots.
exactly. Let me get my tinfoil hat back off. Sorry,
Playing No
guys.
Man's Sky for hours.
Yeah, once No Man's Sky comes out, I don't care about anything in the world.
George,
Don't talk to me. Don't call me.
yeah,
I'm
George
gone.
will no longer be on the show
Yeah,
when that
the
game
second
comes
it
out. He's actually gonna just set up a TV on the back wall of the studio and just like he's just gonna have his back turned to the camera and just play the whole time and be
There you go.
like, "So George, what do you think about this?" He's like, "No Man's Sky."
Yep. Just put the mic in front of me, and I'll be like, "Wow, this is great. What do you think about that? This is awesome."
But George, we have a guest. I don't care. Is he playing No Man's Sky?
He needs to get No Man's Sky.
Tell me his album name. I'll carve it into the planet.
Exactly. It's gonna be so good.
That will be great.
Love everything.
So, are you looking forward to any big game releases soon?
Besides Dark Souls, you said?
The re-release, I guess, of Dark Souls 2. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Axiom Verge on PS4, or I think it's PS4 exclusive. It might be. It's like a Metroid style game.
Oh, cool.
I remember that. That looks amazing.
It's a one man development team. Like the art, the music, the sound, like everything. And he got picked up by Sony, and it looks phenomenal.
I love those style of games so much, man. That just like taps right into my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Hits me right in the feels.
Right in all the feels. Yeah, that one. I'm looking forward to that one. There's one called Titan Souls, which is like Shadow of the Colossus in pixel art format in the style of old school Zelda games.
Oh, nice.
What?
Yeah, it's so you play this little dude with a bow and arrow, and you have one shot, and all of the bosses have one hit spot, but the game is all bosses, and it's all about trying to figure out the puzzle of the boss to hit that one spot.
You just blew my mind. Cool. What is that for?
Mm-hmm. Everything. I think it's got a Steam page, it's got a PS4 page. It might be coming to Xbox One.
Does it have a release date?
Yes. For PS4 at least, I think it's like April 7th. April 7th. That's when it is.
Oh my God. I don't have enough money for all these games. I
know, right? This summer, I'm just going to be like, back to ramen.
Yep, exactly. I'm going straight ramen and saltine crackers. That's all.
Yep.
Get sustenance somehow.
Jesus, it's just there's too many games that are going to just control my life, and I've
got like 300 games I got to play on Steam. Get off me.
Yep. Well, dude, it's going to get so much worse.
Yeah, it's going to get so much worse. Life, Tim, and quit life for like 2 months and just play games.
But I have a real job.
Forget about that. Nobody cares about that.
Hate having a real job.
You just have too many games to just. God. You make me sick.
Too many games. So many games.
Where do your loyalties lie?
Exactly. You're not even a gamer.
Cut me deep, bro. Don't even say that. I am what I am, and I'm proud to be a gamer.
That is crazy that you have 300 games, though. That's like
300 plus, man. I got a lot of freaking games on Steam.
It's just like
every time I look at my Steam library, it's like, haha, you're never gonna finish any of these.
And you just buy games when they come out. You're like, oh, I'll play that in 16 years.
I did start playing Bulletstorm. You ever played that?
Oh,
that game is ridiculous.
That game is ridiculous.
That game is insane.
It's fun though.
Who's that's Cliffy B, right?
Yeah. I heard a lot of people say it was really horrible. Like 5 or 6 people told me that.
I don't know if it was horrible. It was just it's weird, man.
Yeah, you just have to realize like how crazy it is.
Yeah, and the physics are amazing.
You just got to go in with that.
Oh yeah, you just like anti-grav, like the ability to shoot a sniper round and then like control the sniper round around corners. And just like pop their heads.
Is this the movie Wanted? What is happening?
I gotta show it to you. I'll show it to you later.
I played a little bit, but I didn't know you could curve bullets and stuff.
It's incredible. I've been streaming it on Twitch actually.
Yeah, I know you had like a gravity whip.
I decided
or something.
and you can grab people and you can like shoot them in the head or kick them off of things, and you get like it's almost like combo points for doing stuff. But it's really cool because I think the physics in it are some of the best I've seen in a game. Just the way that they. Like when the anti-grav hits, the way that they float is really like natural for being anti-grav. It's really interesting.
It's natural for effect that
it truly is. It's really interesting, and the locales are varied, and the enemies are varied and challenging. And
how's the story? Is there even a story?
It's ridiculous, man. It's so over the top. Like you
but
play
over the top good, or
yes, over the top good. You play this like grizzled like marine in the human army type thing, and then you get like discharged. I don't know the whole story why, but you break off from them, and then you want to kill the guy who was like the lead of your unit for some reason, because I guess he's spreading rumors that you massacred a bunch of people or something. And so it starts out that you like cleave through his ship, crash his ship on the planet, you crash land on the planet, and then there's like these crazed people on the planet.
So it just goes.
It's nuts.
Hell in a handbasket.
It's nuts. It's so like like I said, it's so over the top and so awesome. Like it's just so much fun, and I wasn't expecting anything because, like I said, a bunch of people told me it was really meh mediocre, or bad, and I have been just giggling every time I play it. Just the gore, like imagine it's like Gears of War. The weapon physics feel like Gears of War, but it like with the weird physics and everything, it just is like Gears of War on steroids. Like there's no cover system,
Gears
but instead of a
roids.
cover system, you've got the anti-grav and all that stuff. It's
okay.
it's so good. I'll show it to you later.
That's
you'll
insane,
dig it.
man.
I highly recommend
It
it.
kind of makes
That's
me
what I've
think
been
of
playing.
like Just Cause.
It's a little silly like that, I guess, but it's not sandboxy.
Jesse,
so.
did you ever play Just Cause?
I did. No, yes, I did actually. That's the one where you can like fly around in a parasail, right?
Yeah, you parachute
Yeah.
off everything.
I love that game.
Those games are.
So what are you
ridiculous.
playing right now,
Me?
George? Yeah.
I was telling him I'm almost done with The Order 1886.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
You've been playing that for a little while now, haven't you?
Yeah, because I got little ones at my house, so it's like they can't see me cut someone's
But they're not
throat
your
out
little
and snap
ones.
them. Yeah, no.
They're your sisters.
I'm kids free, guys. Kids free. Single and ready to mingle. No, but I don't like for them to see me disembowel people at
Fair
3.
enough.
You know,
Fair enough.
that's probably not the best thing for him
yeah.
to see.
Yeah. So you gotta play the kid-friendly
Yeah,
games
I gotta-
like Hello Kitty Island
Yeah, because they
Adventure.
always want to be in my room when I'm playing, and it's like, guys, I can't get work done if you watch me play Babytown Frolicsville all day.
Pretty much.
So it's just been slow going, but I've just been thoroughly enjoying
And
it.
have you been playing anything, Jesse? Like getting really into?
Yeah, recently I've been playing Helldivers. I think we were talking about that earlier. It's
Yep.
fantastic, super great
Cool.
co-op.
Very nice.
And
How much is that, by the way?
It's
PSN?
I think right
20?
now it's like 20. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not
That's not
considering
bad.
all the content you get, it's kind of ridiculous. I tried
Awesome.
picking up the new Hotline Miami 2. I am like 2 levels into it after 4 hours. It's really hard. It's like it is stupid hard.
But
first
good
one was
hard?
pretty
Is it
hard,
like
too.
Nintendo hard, or
Yes.
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
The first one was like Nintendo hard too, in some
Yeah.
respects, and I heard this one's way worse.
So what
Well,
is
but-
Hotline Miami? Is it like one of like GTA style, or
It's kind of like Boondock Saints, the 8-bit video game, sort
That
of.
sounds awesome.
It
though.
is.
Yeah,
It's
no,
cool.
you basically get phone calls from people you don't know, and they give you an address, and you go murder a bunch of mob dudes, pretty
That
much.
sounds
But like
awesome.
the combat is really intense and it's really fun. Thing I think that I'm struggling with in the second one is the difficulty ramps up in the first one. In the second one, they assume you've already played the first one, so they just drop you in, and it's like, oh my god, what is happening?
This is too hard. So what is it, like top down? You're like looking down. 'Cause I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
the
it's
old
it's
GTA. you'd,
top
like,
down,
look
but
down
not
at
even.
the-
It's not even like 3/4. It's like you're straight above your character.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think the original GTA or something like that way
yeah,
back
it
in the
was
day was like you
Retro
look
City
straight down.
Rampage.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go,
it's,
something like
yeah,
that.
it's very
It's in
similar.
that, it's
very
in that
similar.
style. Yeah. So.
But it's man, it is, and the music's great. That's one really fun thing about it is
Yeah.
music is really really good.
Oh yeah.
Now, is it too difficult to where you can't enjoy playing it?
If you
or-
play the first
No.
one, if you play the first one, like you said, it ramps up, so you
Yeah.
can really get the hang of it in the first, and then if you beat the first, then I would say go to the second.
Mhm.
Yeah, go to the second one. Well, I think you can drop into it, but it requires a certain level of patience. Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
throw the controller down and be like, I'm done with this, and walk away for 5 minutes, and then you're like,
That's
oh,
Tim.
well, I didn't try that, and then you go back and like try it again.
Yeah, that's how it kind of
So-
was with Ninja Gaiden for me. The
Mm.
first one, for
Yeah.
the original Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, I would get stuck at a part and I'd be like, I hate everything. Why is this so hard?
That was
And then
the
if you
first
just
Ninja
take,
Gaiden,
like-
dude.
That's why I
It
said
was on
what-
SNES
well,
too.
yeah,
Before that.
3D. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, be
Anyway.
specific.
Jesus.
the first one was
okay?
shaders.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
it was just so frustrating. But then when you come back, and look at it in a fresh way, you're like, oh, why didn't I do this? And then it ends up
Right.
working. You can progress a
Right.
little bit. But like games like Dark Souls, it's just, oh my god,
Yeah.
man, they
It's
are
like-
just
it's-
so hard.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely on that level, but I think you can progress a little better because there are checkpoints, unlike Dark Souls,
Yeah.
Right.
which is nice. So
Yeah, I
that
don't
helps.
have a lot of patience. Like I don't like being patient in games.
And he hates dying in games. too,
Yes,
so-
I don't like being punished for
Yeah.
trying to enjoy
for
a game.
sucking.
And that's just me because I know some people do really enjoy the challenge of games like that. But if I get punished too often, I just give up.
See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, there's a fine line for me between like punishing to where when you beat it, it's super gratifying, or it's just you can't even enjoy it because the difficulty
Right.
is just so much. And it's like you're just thank God you
we
finally
talked
beat it,
about
but you
that
don't
on
play
a
anymore.
previous episode
Yeah.
with Is Nintendo Hard Too Hard
Mhm.
episode, and we talked about a lot of that. How they should, in my opinion, they should give an option to make it like Super Baby Town Frolics.
It's
I love
all
that
the
phrase.
enemies are kidding.
Well, I would be fine with that, so I could see the story, because for me, the story is really important.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge
The
isn't what it's all
storytelling.
about all the time. So sometimes it is, but
But if you're going in like, you know, expecting that, like,
yeah,
I'm sure Bloodborne is going to be
no, there's
so hard.
there's no doubt that you
Like,
go in with an
you're just
expectation.
going to punch a baby. It's so
You go
angering.
in, you go in with an expectation of it being hard, but for me, I just get to a point where if I die like 8 times in a row, I wish it would just pop up and say, "Do you want to just skip this
Hey, you're
crap?"
sucking real bad.
Yeah,
You want to get past
You
this?
just want to see the
Sure.
next part
Yeah.
of it, you know, the next part
Yeah.
of the story, and actually get. So I end up having to go and watch like videos to see the ends of some games that I really want to see, because I'm never
Right.
ever going to beat them. I'm never going to get the time to beat them.
Or you won't have the skill. Sorry.
That was a good one.
Man, you cut me deep
Burn.
again. Dang.
I just
God, I
told
need
you
some-
right now that stuff's too
I
hard
need
for
some
me.
I need some cold water for that burn.
Sorry, man. I've been sipping on that
Like
haterade.
3rd degree right there.
Now, Jesse, so do you really enjoy those super hard games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne? Or
I'm kind of new to at least that level of it. I like challenging games. Like I'm a huge shmup fan, like Jamestown, Ikaruga, that kind of
Jamestown was
stuff.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like I enjoy that puzzle a lot because it's really pretty to look at. So even when I die, it's like, oh, there's so many pretty
That
things
was
on the
beautiful.
screen.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. And I did really enjoy Dark Souls. I just stopped because I got it on PC, and I stopped because I was in the middle of finishing my master's degree and whatnot, so I was trying to focus on other stuff. But then, like,
Life.
yeah, pretty much. But then, like, I came back to it, and now I'm like, this is actually kind of cool. So I'm kind of looking forward to like seeing if that interest still carries over. So
Yeah,
hopefully
those
it
style
will.
games I can play in short bursts.
Yeah.
You know, because I'll die 70 times on a boss, but then once I beat the boss, I'm like, yes, okay, now I need to rest for 4 days before I
Yep.
can do the same thing over again at the next boss.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with there's a game called Geometry Wars.
I
that
love
just came out.
Geometry Wars.
Yeah. Every time I sit down to get a pacifism score, I have to like get it in the first 5 minutes, or I just can't play. Like it either happens then or like 5 days from then.
Yeah, Tim and I have. We're always trying to beat each other's scores. I'm like, hey, Tim,
Yeah.
why don't you check the scoreboard on
And he's got
Geometry
me like,
Wars?
by,
Oh,
like,
gosh.
like 1,000, and I'm just like, you. Every time, yeah.
Winning is
man.
winning,
You know,
Tim.
doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. I live my life a quarter of a mile at a time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Have you guys played the new one?
I want to so bad, because I actually really enjoyed. I talk about not having patience, but I just love like mindless arcade games like that, because you can just if you're not feeling well, you can just play that for like an hour and just kill an hour.
And I like that
mean,
it's not
Yep.
so. If you want to really try to get to
Oh,
it,
yeah,
it's not
you can
so
get serious
mindless
with
that
it.
you can get
it's
serious
like Pac-Man
with it as well,
Arcade
you know?
too. Yeah, that game is fun.
Right.
It's nice to be able to
How
do
how
either
is
or.
how is the new one? The third?
Oh,
is
it's
it the third
it's,
one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's like they took the formula that made Mario Galaxy successful and then put it in Geometry Wars.
So you feel like it doesn't change it too much in a negative way?
No, not
Because I know
really.
you go over like 3D environments
Oh,
now
so-
rather than the
yeah.
one flat plane.
So is it like you're on an orb? Like
Yeah,
I think there's
like there are
shapes.
different
Like-
kinds of shapes and whatnot.
oh
Like,
really? So what is that one game on PSN that you can play?
Oh, that's like Nexus or something like that.
No, it's shoot. I can't remember the name, but
I
it's
know what you're talking about.
Resogun.
Super.
No, not Resogun.
Super Stardust.
Stardust.
that
Yeah,
it?
that's it.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
It's like that, but
Cool.
instead of it just being a sphere, like the shapes are just completely wacky.
Oh,
and
nice.
nutty.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like
And
a lot
they-
of fun.
They add some cool new modes. Like there's one where there are these enemies that spawn that are really hard to kill, and they actually paint the surface of the object that you're on, and your goal is to get as many points as you can before they paint the whole surface of
That's
Wow,
pretty
that's
awesome.
object.
crazy. Yeah, that's
Is
Yeah.
that
really
is
cool.
that single player only? Is that co-op?
It's got local co-op. It's kind
Nice.
of like limited, but they have a really cool online versus mode, which I haven't gotten to play yet, but it looks awesome.
online
So-
versus? Like you battle
Yeah,
each
like,
other? or-
I'm trying to remember what it is. It's like there are turrets that shoot at you, and you have to blow up your opponent's turrets, but you only have a certain number of bullets or something like that. And
Oh, jeez.
the more enemies you kill, the more you pick up. So it's very focused
cool.
on
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a cool
co-op.
idea.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's really really cool.
Well, nice.
How
Yeah.
long has that been out for? That was
It
last year, right?
Yeah, it came out like November-ish.
Oh, so
maybe?
towards the end of last year? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because I got my PS4 at Christmas and I could download it immediately. So it was December at the latest. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So
Yeah. We've spent a lot of hours in both of them.
Yeah, we
so
have.
good.
Yep.
Definitely. All right, well, we should probably wrap up the show with that.
Oh.
I know, I'm sad too, because it was awesome having
Thanks for
Jesse,
joining us,
WD
Jesse,
James.
man.
Thank you guys for
so
having
much.
me. This was awesome.
Yeah, we really
Glad to
appreciate
have
it.
you. Had a lot
And
of fun.
check out his site, Jesse WD. I
Jesse
cannot.
blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
can't speak. Can you please give them your URL, Jesse?
Yes, it is jessewdjames.com.
Thank you. I could not get that out for the life of me. What is wrong with me?
It's cool. I tried to spell earlier today, and it was like derp, 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 derp.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
I hate when that happens.
So check out his site.
Listen to his amazing music. It's awesome.
All of that really beautiful music. Check that out, and he has a YouTube channel as well. We'll provide a link to that too on the show notes. Buy all of his albums,
Every single one. Do it now.
and if it says pay $1 or more, make sure you click the button that says $1 or more, and then put like 50 in the little field.
$1 more, and just put all of it. All of the
All
money.
of my money.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah, please check him out. We are at insertcointheater.com, and we've got the links to our YouTube channel and all that stuff on there. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, you've already found us. Hi.
Yay.
But you can check us out at insertcointheater.com. We'll have the show notes there. We'll have the show notes on our Facebook and all that stuff, and all the links are there. Also, if you don't mind and you're listening to us, go to the page on iTunes and review our podcast and
Please.
leave us some stars.
all of the stars.
All of the stars, because if we get good reviews, we show up on the hot list thingy that they have, and that gets us more people listening, and we like it when people listen to
Yay,
us
people
gab
watch.
about nothing. Also, we have we're on a site called Stitcher, and there's a link to that as well from insertcointheater.com. You can review us and rate us there as well, and that's the same concept.
And buy Jesse stuff. Did we say that already?
Yeah.
Do it
Yeah.
again. Buy it again. If you already bought it, go back, buy another one for your friends.
And yes, buy 3 for
And
your
shout
friends.
it at the rooftops. It does exist. He
This
is real.
life. So I think that's all that we have from Insert Coin Theater.
Thanks again, Jesse. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
You
huge
guys are the
thanks
best.
to Jesse for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Insert Coin Theater.